start recording and take away the overlay. And we are talking to Ms. Lisa Morton, who we interviewed not too long ago, only about 3 or 4 years ago. Welcome back.
Only 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. Let's see. You've published how many books now?
I have no idea, truthfully.
Good, because me
Lost count.
either. Yeah.
I say that only because I'm never sure exactly how to define a quote unquote published book. You know,
Right.
is do I count anthologies I've edited? Do I count collaborations? Do I count novellas? You know, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of the ones that we have talked about on the prior interview, and I think some that you may have published since then. I made a quick note of the Halloween Encyclopedia, Malediction, Netherworld, Placerita, the Samanach. How do you pronounce that one?
The Samanach,
Okay. Oh, Samanach. Okay. Well, actually, let me pull up real quick. So when we interviewed you, it was July 2nd of 23. I guess I could ask, what have you published since then? Is there anything you particularly wanted to talk about, or something coming up?
I think the big thing that probably came out shortly after that time was The Art of the Zombie movie, my big coffee table art book. And that came out, I think, in September of 23. Other than that, a lot of short stories and articles, that kind of thing. At this point, my next major book won't be out until next year.
Okay.
So.
Recent news of StokerCon. Yes.
StokerCon, yes, that was 2 weeks ago. This time 2 weeks ago, I think I was on the plane flying home from it.
Yeah.
You were the guest of honor, I believe.
Really?
Sort of. I was actually one of the Lifetime Achievement Award
That's what
winners
it was.
this
Okay.
year.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right. You and what was his name? Mayberry?
Jonathan Mayberry.
Thank you. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't remember his first name. Cool. Well,
We had him.
we have not. I don't know whether or not I have reached out to him or not. I'd have to double check my notes, but I know he's on the list because I double checked that. Need to get him over here. So when we talked to you last, well, it's kind of interesting. So in your case, often what we have done with the guests that we've had back on here for these live chats, we bring up the topic that we wound up talking about on their previous interview and say, has this come up in your work since then? But have you even published any fiction since then, or has it been all nonfiction?
I've published a few short stories.
Okay. Well, the topic that we had kind of come to towards the end of our call last time was that horror was a place for you to explore relationships and isolation. Were those topics maybe in some of the short stories that you read about?
I think so. I would guess that, yeah, those are the kind of things that are probably going to come up a lot in horror fiction. I think my most recent short story at this point was actually in a tiki horror anthology that just came out a few weeks ago. My story in that is called Wish You Weren't Here.
Yeah.
And is about a couple of brothers who are trying to salvage a bad relationship between each other. So yes, that probably does indeed come up.
So in this case, they were hoping for isolation.
Yeah, right.
Get rid of you.
I'm curious. Can we expand upon tiki horror? Is that exactly what it sounds like? Like, remote deserted island horror, I guess, or.
Well, they kind of were pretty broad with the theme when they approached me and invited me into this book. It was kind of like general vacation horror, preferably with a sort of, maybe the story is set in like a tiki bar
I was gonna jokingly ask: does it always have to be set at a tiki bar, or is that a general inclusion? Like that's just kind of the Easter egg for each story. There's a tiki bar here.
I actually have not read the other stories, so I
Yeah.
don't know how many of them did that. Or I know I have one friend who is in the book who I think the basis for her story was a zip lining adventure that she had
Okay.
gone on in real life. Mine was based on a tiki restaurant we used to love here in Southern California, which sadly is long gone now, called Bahuka.
Hmm.
And Bahuka was a really weird place, anyways. It was large and very dim and very labyrinthine. When they would
Hmm.
walk you to your table, it would seem like you'd walk forever around these narrow little corridors, and everything was lined with dozens and dozens of aquariums.
Hmm.
Huh.
And I always just thought that was so strange. So that became a large part of my story for that anthology. And then this is one I just got in the mail, which I think is now out. That's pretty
Oh,
fun.
Ooh,
very cool.
So I
nice.
do indeed have a story in Creep Show.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I'm thinking back to these old restaurants. When you brought up the tiki restaurants, I was thinking I don't know if they had one in Disney in California, but I know the Disney in Florida there was a tiki. Well, it wasn't just a restaurant. It was I think they had both a restaurant as well as what's the word I'm looking for? I don't really want to say event
Gift shop.
or
Place to buy
no.
things.
It was this thing where like everybody would come into the room and they would have animatronics that would um, pretend to be different creatures and they would play voices over speakers and stuff like that. It was cute. Um,
Disney not right. Like the things you would find at Epcot.
Kind of, yeah. It wasn't a ride. You all just kind of came into the building and sat there and they performed in front of you. But I
I think is the Enchanted Tiki Room.
might have been,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
But
you're familiar.
yeah, I'm also remembering just in general, restaurants back in 50s, 60s, 70s it was a very different atmosphere in that, like you say, they would build them in such a way that everything felt very secluded, so that maybe not every table felt like they were private, but many of them did. And then in the 90s, everything opened up into this open floor plan where they would have warehouse space and they just pack 50 tables into it.
Yeah.
That is a lost breed, shall we say.
Mm.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
like the idea of passing several aquariums on the way to the table. It makes it sound like you're
That
walking
too.
through a pet store or a
Right.
fish store or something, and then there's a table too.
Right. Closest you get to that these days, you go to a Chinese restaurant and they'll have the one tank out front.
Hmm.
This place Bahuka had a gigantic aquarium right up front, and it was home to a legendary grouper fish named
Hmm.
Rufus.
Hmm.
And I remember when Bahuka closed, the big central question on everyone's lips was, "Well, what's going to happen to Rufus?"
Right.
Yeah, it's a valid concern. He's
Yeah.
a town celebrity.
Be on the final menu.
Ooh, too soon.
Probably not anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on what kind of grouper he is, that could be some good eating. But depending on how big they get, too, the bigger ones usually the flesh is gamey's not the right word, but like it gets tougher as they get older.
Yeah.
I think Rufus was both quite large and old, so
Mm.
I'm guessing he went into a nice retirement aquarium somewhere.
One can only hope. Either that or they let him go out to pasture, out to sea.
Right.
Well, these, unlike the previous interview that we did with you, which is much more, we got kind of set questions. These are a lot more open ended, and we're pretty happy to chat about whatever it is you want to chat about. Is there anything you're currently working on, or anything you're looking forward to that you want to talk about?
I am currently working on a new nonfiction book that is due in just over 3 months, and I'm trying not to panic over that. It is my fourth book for the company Reaction Books. I've done 3 books with them already, nonfiction books. I've always had a great experience working with them. This one is called My Name is Legion: The
Hmm.
Strange and Terrifying History of Demonic Possession.
Okay.
which is something that weirdly enough has not been covered much in books in terms of a sort of comprehensive overview of this phenomenon.
Okay.
It's been really interesting to dig into. It's
That.
surprisingly funny and even political at times, which I didn't really expect to find when I
Yeah,
started.
Damien did get into politics in the third one, I think.
Well, this
That
is
was his
actually
position.
going back to like England in the 15th and 16th and 17th century,
Wow. Okay.
when they had the big split between the Anglican Church and Catholicism. Demonic possession, weirdly enough, became a huge political football
Huh.
at that point, with the Catholics going around the countryside and continuing to exorcise people and saying, look at the power we can wield and drive devils out of people. And the Anglican Church saying, you're faking it all, it's ridiculous.
Hmm.
And they would write dozens and dozens and dozens of these little pamphlets that were popular at the time, back and forth on these cases. And some of it is hysterical.
Hmm.
I remember you mentioning being into pamphlets, but different kind. Did you happen to track down any of these?
Oh, I have read many of them now. You can find a lot of them have been scanned and are completely available online at places like archive.org. And I mean, they are, if you want to put up with the old English where, S's look like F's and so forth, some of them are well worth reading. I think the last one that I read was A Declaration of Egregious Popish Imposture. Just the title is great.
The title is just great. Yeah. Does that title also come with a crazy first capital letter that's like a duck and a guy bending over in an odd angle?
Oh yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And then, like I said, sometimes it takes a while to worm through them. It's like, wait, what is that? Oh, that's not an F, that's an S, and that kind of thing. But once you get into the swing of it, these can be very entertaining. One of the most famous cases I just studied was a fellow named Richard Dugdale, who was I think he was up in the Yorkshire area. He was a gardener. He was a 19-year-old man who became possessed after he begged the devil to help him become a better dancer. You know, you can't make this stuff up.
Right. Well, you can.
Exactly.
I
Yeah, you
guess if
can,
you
because like the first thing I think of is like 2 or 3 fictional stories that I've heard where someone asked for exactly that. Like, can you make me a better dancer? And the devil's like, I'll do it for your soul. But
Right.
Yeah.
that actually happened in real life. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And there were indeed witnesses who said that when he would have his possession fits, because his possession came in these odd little fits, that he would indeed demonstrate remarkable dancing abilities.
Was it accompanied by excessive amounts of alcohol, maybe?
Maybe.
I have an interesting theory on a lot of these cases I've been studying. They quite often mention the possessed people at some point vomiting up rocks.
I thought it
And
was
I actually,
ectoplasm that they vomit up.
yeah, I think there may have been gallstones involved.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
Some
I
of
mean,
this,
if you look at it on the purely scientific level, someone experiencing a demonic possession, like actually we had a guest on our show once who he wasn't epileptic. What was it? He was going into like a
You're talking about
diabetic.
Jeremiah? The one
Yeah.
who no, he was lactose intolerant.
He was lactose intolerant. That's right. So he would get violently ill when drinking lactose, and his family thought he was possessed, so they gave him a possession. Anyway,
Right.
that is to say
Exorcism.
that I'm sorry, an exorcism. Yeah, they gave him a possession. They counter each other out. We're
Yes,
gonna put
exactly.
another demon
Right.
in there, and they'll just fight, and
Right.
they'll both leave.
Right.
But all that to say that yes, that you can always explain away some kind of scientific or biological reason for it. And yeah, if someone is violently in the throes of some kind of seizure or something, and they happen to also have gallstones, I can see how they would just start vomiting up gallstone. God, that's a horrific experience in and of itself.
it is. And many of the symptoms of having gallstones line up so perfectly. In the Dugdale case, he talked about that one of the first signs he had that something was wrong was pain on one side of his body.
Yeah.
Symptom of gallstones. Gallstones can reach the point where you're developing a high fever. You might be expressing that yourself in very strange ways under a fever delirium. And the talk about these sort of seizures that would come and go in cycles with him is perfectly aligned with, because when you are dealing with gallstones, your system is contracting, trying to push these things through.
Mm-hmm.
So they quite often describe people going through these little waves of pain and fever with gallstones. So that's one of my new theories is, yes, epilepsy, yes, dissociative identity disorder, but also I think gallstones.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder how common gallstones were with possessions. And you mentioned earlier the split of the church from Catholic and Anglican. Was it more that the Anglican faith was getting more into science and they were looking into the biology of it and being like, all right, guys, we used to believe in demonic possessions, but now we're kind of discovering things and understanding. Like, I'm just curious, was the Catholic side more into tradition and just it is possession, whereas the other side was like, we're investigating new scientific things?
There was really no science involved on either side.
Okay. I give them the benefit of the doubt. Some religions are, willing to delve into, science.
Yeah. No, this was not the case here. The Protestants on the Anglican side had an odd philosophy. They accepted that miracles had indeed been performed in the early years of Christianity by Jesus, by the apostles and so forth, but they did not believe that miracles were still happening.
So it's more of a Jesus and the apostles performed these things, but we're mere mortals. So unless Jesus himself comes back, miracles are no longer a thing.
Right. And so then they would blame them all on fraud, and because they were trying to separate themselves more firmly from the Catholic Church, it was easy to point a finger and say, these guys are faking all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm glad we got all that taken care of and that doesn't happen anymore.
Right? So glad. Everybody just gets along these days. No one lies. No one points fingers. We're just utopia. We did it.
And hey, nobody believes in demons or possession anymore either.
Yeah, science.
Yeah. Cool. Well, any recent books that you have read that you've enjoyed, or any ones that you're looking forward to, or any movies?
Movies, everything is related to research on this book right now. I did discover an incredible film the other day that I was posting on social media about. I'm amazed that almost no one has heard of this film. A 1963 Italian movie called Il Demonio, which is absolutely brilliant. This movie is not just kind of interesting. This movie is like full on, oh my goodness, why have I never heard of this? You can find it free on Tubi. It was also included in a fabulous box set that came out a few years ago called All These Haunts BRs. I think Severin put that out. It's a great box set of folk horror, and this movie was indeed included in that. And I think that kind of started its rediscovery. It vanished for decades, I think, because it was banned in Italy upon its release, because it's not very nice to the Catholic Church.
No.
Go figure.
It's a story about a woman in a very small rural town in southern Italy who is in love with a man who refuses to acknowledge her, and so she tries a folk charm on him, and it doesn't work, and she keeps descending farther and farther into this until it reaches the point where they tell her she's possessed. They take her into a local church for an exorcism that is rather brutal on the part of the priest. One of the most interesting things about the actual exorcism scene is that the actress, Dahlia Lavi, was a former dancer, and she was very limber, and she actually does the thing where she bends over backwards and crawls around backwards like a spider, just as happens in the cutscene from The Exorcist a decade later.
Little derivative plagiarism there, huh? They did it first.
There's a lot of discussion about whether or not anyone from The Exorcist had seen this film, and it's unlikely because it was virtually unknown in 1973. So, but it's a weird coincidence, and it's a really great film, and it's well worth checking out.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, pulled it
Interesting.
up on Wikipedia. You're right. I don't think I have seen or read about this one. Um, I was doing research on horror trivia for trivia night on our Discord server, and to make a very long story short, I bit off way more than I could chew, and I ended up researching what wound up being 5,600 questions across over 1,000 movies. But this one I did not. I don't think I have on the list, so I'll have to add something for this on the list.
Hmm.
It's one of those things where when I posted about it the other day, people like Tim Lucas and Steve Haberman, who are both wonderful scholars of horror film, are coming in and going, "This thing is great." And then other people who are also critics or film scholars are coming in and going, "Why have I never heard of this?" And I had
Hmm.
never heard of it until a few weeks ago. So
Hmm.
yeah, it makes you wonder how many great films are out there that we still need to discover. And thank goodness for these companies that are finding these things and restoring them now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were actually just talking to our guest on today's interview about that, about how there are all these independent horror distributing labels that are digging up old films like that, which some of them were even banned originally, so they haven't seen the light of day or a screen for decades.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, as is the case with this one. Great, incredible lead performance. Some of the people who've commented on this film have compared Dahlia LaVie in this to Isabella Johnny in Possession, which of course is
okay,
like the
okay.
craziest lead performance of all time. Yeah, exactly.
Apparently, there are talks of rebooting that with Margaret Qualley as playing the woman, and
Huh.
I can see it, but again, that is a performance, and if you don't bring your A game, you can't live up to that. The woman, she went all out. I think didn't she actually suffer some injuries from that scene?
I can believe it. Yeah. I kind of don't want to see that movie redone also because they're going to replace the monster with some
Mm.
AI generated thing, and the
I mean,
Carlo
it's all
Rambaldi.
tentacles, so it would work
Yeah,
because AI is good at tentacles. But yeah, no. Also, Sam Neill. You can't replace Sam Neill in that film. It's just it's one of
right.
those that you just leave alone.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a classic. And it's another possession movie. We're still talking about possession. How about that?
Yeah. And the guest that we spoke to today was a big zombie fan as well, so that's another connecting thread.
Mhm. Mhm.
Talked to Scooter McRae. I don't know if you're familiar with any of his
Oh,
work.
yeah. I sure am. Yeah.
I started watching Black Eyed Susan today, and not I didn't turn it off because it was like shocking or offensive, which it was, but just I didn't realize what time it was. Our interview was coming up, so I had to cut it short. But that, wow! I mean, even who was it? Ted Geoghegan, I think.
Yes.
Ted Geoghegan
Kagan.
suggested Scooter to us, and he told me a little bit about the synopsis of the film. How this man is basically making love robots for men to let out their aggression and sexual and abuse fantasies on this robot, so they don't do it to real people. He thinks he's doing like
Public
a
service.
charity to
Yeah.
mankind. Yeah, but so I knew that going in. The first couple of minutes of the film are rough sex. Like, wow, okay, all right. So we're starting at hitting the ground at 80 miles an hour. Gotcha.
Right. And of course, if you haven't seen any of the work to know that it's supposed to be a robot, well, you're hoping it's a robot in that first scene,
Hmm.
so it could be
All
a
right. I
little.
need to go check this one out.
Scooter himself was a delight. It was a very good interview. It was
Yes,
fun.
it was a lot of fun. a lot of
Mhm.
funny, a lot of funny things in there. Hopefully, we can get that.
Yeah,
Well, once it gets edited, it'll be in the queue to being released in what we say October. No, not October. August.
July,
Um,
August.
no,
Yeah, August,
August.
early
Yeah,
August.
like 13th or 14th or something like that. I'd have to double check the calendar. Cool. Well, is there anything in the progress that you've heard about that you're looking forward to? I know you said everything right now is research, but is there something once you get done with the research you're looking forward to reading or seeing?
I haven't seen Obsession yet. I did see
That's
Backrooms,
fine.
which I really enjoyed. All my
Yeah.
friends tell me Obsession is, if anything, even better. So I'm looking forward to catching up on a few of these things when I can.
Hmm. Hmm.
Of course, there's always a, to be read pile at least this tall. And
Of course. Yeah.
um, one other thing I will mention that is going on right now is there is a Kickstarter for a book called Abandoned Asylum,
Mm-hmm.
which is happening at the moment. I do have a story
Yeah.
in that book along with some really incredible authors.
Hmm.
And one of the Kickstarter perks is a Tuckerization from me. So if you take that particular level, I will write you into this story
Mm.
and,
Okay.
probably do something terrible to you.
Nice.
Nice.
Who did we
Nice.
talk to? Oh, Brian Matthews. He was the one who said he had something in that one.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I thought that title
Yeah,
sounded familiar.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. Brian is a pal. We're two of the chairs of the recent Stoker Con,
Yep.
and
Yep.
he is both a wonderful writer and a delightful person.
Yes.
Hmm.
I don't think he mentioned anything about the Kickstarter, so that's interesting news that we did not have. So maybe we
I
can
think
get
he
a
said he
link.
was going to be starting a Kickstarter.
Did
I don't
he?
know.
I don't
Yeah,
know. It's been a
maybe.
couple weeks. We interviewed him just before StokerCon, so it's actually almost a month now.
Well,
We'll have to maybe get a link to that and share the link, or if we see you share it somewhere on social media, we can repost it.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about halfway through its funding period right now, and could
Good.
use a few more backers. So everyone should go check it out.
Cool.
Hmm.
What
Abandoned
else?
Asylum, is it?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's from Raw Dog Screaming Press, and the editor is James Chambers.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. I Abandoned Asylum is a tad just generic enough that it would be difficult to search for. So I guess add Raw
Right.
Dog Press to that, and you'll likely find it.
Right.
Yeah.
Or it's probably the only Kickstarter named Abandoned Asylum right now. So
Potentially.
maybe I don't
Yeah.
know.
I thought you were going to talk about your interest in abandoned asylums.
I do like abandoned asylums. They're creepy and abandoned, and I love them. Like North Brother Island.
Yes.
I've never been to one. I would love to actually check one out, but in my neck of the woods, which is Southern California, these things are all either torn down or fenced off, and you can't get to any of them. There is one that is not very far south of me in Downey that is notorious and notoriously haunted, but it was the target of arson a few years ago. Much of it has now burned down, and the rest is fenced off.
Oh,
So, yeah.
I have enjoyed urban exploration, but not in have not done an asylum. So that could be pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
same here. I don't think I've done any mild urban exploring, but never an asylum. I also have not gone, but would like to someday.
Do it during the day.
No, you gotta do it at night. That's why it's so spooky. And then you find the bathroom, and you look in the mirror, and you say, "Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary."
And then you realize there's a homeless guy standing behind you.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. That's the real concern with the any kind of urban exploring. Like it's not the ghosts or any of the spooky stuff. It's there might be someone living
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Who might decide to mess with you.
Mhm.
How about TV? Any shows that you watch on a regular basis, or ones you're looking forward to?
We are currently checking out Widow's Bay, which I'm enjoying.
heard
We're
good
about
things.
That one,
three
yes.
episodes into that. It's really fun.
It's a dark comedy, I think.
It is, yeah, and
Okay.
it seems like, I mean, I'm not sure where it's going yet because we're only three episodes in, but it is definitely. It seems like its idea is to take a sort of haunted legend and have a little bit of fun with it. So they have done the haunted house, they've done the sea hag, and they have done the creepy fog. And it's all very entertaining. The actor playing this sort of lead, who's a skeptical mayor, is really good. So we are enjoying that. We're also finishing up a complete rewatch of Twin Peaks.
Okay. The
So
full thing, the original series, the movie, and then the new
original series, the movie, and then the return from a couple of years ago.
series.
Cool. That'll last you a little while.
Yeah.
we're about 4 episodes away now from finishing,
Oh,
and then I will do a big essay on my thoughts, and
There will be a test at the end.
there will be, and yeah.
quiz or something.
I mean, it's not that bad of a slog, or not even a slog, just a. It's not that many episodes. I have friends that have made it a challenge to watch all the X Files. That is a months long journey.
Yes,
Oh
that's
yeah.
how many seasons is that? 12, 13?
I'm like 12 or 13 at least. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you could do all the Twin Peaks in like a couple of weeks. Is that how long it's taking you? Maybe.
Pretty much, yeah. We are not bingers. We don't do like 4 or 5 or 6 or whatever in one sitting. So we do one a couple of nights a week.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's taken about a month, and it has occasionally been a bit of a slog. Truthfully, the second season of the original series was pretty lackluster, I'm afraid, but and I'm running a little bit tired of Dougie Jones in the rebooted series.
Yeah.
So people who have seen it probably are nodding in agreement.
Probably. I have not seen it
No.
or finished the original series.
You've been watching, what was it? Ash, is it Ash versus Evil Dead?
Been watching Ash vs. Evil and rewatching it. It's on our Discord server.
Yeah.
Every other Friday night. I do a watch party and we all get together and watch a show. And yeah, I think I just chose Ash vs. Evil Dead because actually I did a poll of 4 or 5 different options, and that's the one that everyone voted for. And it's funny because that was a bunch of Evil Dead movies coming out, and it turns out apparently the next one, Evil Dead Burn, is possibly going to have a house that was Ruby's house from the television show, the character that Lucy Lawless played. So interesting timing there. Also related, I heard some new horror news that they released some more details about Evil Dead Wrath. It is going to be a prequel.
Okay.
Interesting. Like, I guess timeline wise, it begins with Ash and his friends in the first one, and then it's kind of a remake, Return of the Living Dead style with the second one. And you have medieval times, so like the earliest timeline time Ash would have been around was in medieval times, but I don't know. This could probably be a way they could just go with something completely separate from Bruce Campbell or any of his Ash variations, and just be something that the evil force was fucking with before that all happened.
Tangential.
Tangential, yeah. Same universe.
Yeah. Yeah, he's he's getting up there in years. He will have to pass that baton eventually.
Yeah. I hope I'm correct on this one. I want to say he's beating his cancer diagnosis of recent.
I forgot about that. Yeah, I wasn't even touching on that. Oh,
Yeah.
excuse me. No, I was just referring to the fact that
Point being, he's getting up there and not really. He's probably passing the race of Ash.
yeah, there are a lot of franchises that are either going through that right now or will be very shortly.
Yeah, I think even Robert Englund has said like he said he's interested in doing Freddy one more time, but I imagine that's probably going to be the last time because even though, thankfully, he's not in any kind of serious medical condition, he's getting up there, and I'm sure it's getting old. Like,
Yeah.
he's at least got some form of arthritis, so he's probably like, nah, I can't do that shit anymore.
The nice thing about
Just doing that voice would be hard, I would imagine at some point. So
I would imagine it would, yeah.
or easier too.
Yeah. It might be easier as you get older. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
Was it the Tallulah Bankhead? Was that who did? No, not Bankhead. What was the one from Exorcist? That did the.
Oh,
Mercedes McCambridge.
Thank you. Which actually we
Yeah.
brought up the last time we interviewed you because you were having some sort of a cold or something like that.
oh yeah.
Cool. Well, is there anything you either of you wanted to chat about? I mean, because other than checking current events, I mean, I know what was her name? Shoot, the girl that played in the Ring passed away recently.
Yeah, DeVay Chance, R.I.P. Like 35, I think.
Yeah, very young, very tragic situation with her
Something
medical
with-
condition, and
Hmm.
potentially
Yeah.
additions and that kind of stuff. I don't know. Is there anything going on in the news that you're aware of that you want to chat about?
No.
Just
One more thing on the possession topic. There is also the Exorcist movie coming out that I'm interested in seeing. It's Mike Flanagan, starring Scarlett Johansson. I think that's the only details they've released. Just
they're
that
good
and it's
details.
a reimagining. So yeah,
I mean, both of
Yeah,
them
I'm
have.
certainly very interested in that.
there was somebody else in it. Um, I forgot who.
I'm sorry, you're going to say something, Lisa?
I'm very interested in seeing that, of course. I'm hoping it'll come out before my deadline. I'm not sure what the release is, so I can include it, but
Yeah, that'd be
Good
great.
point. Good point. Yeah, if they release it, then you might be able to squeeze it in somewhere or insert it in the editing process or something. Would you say you were checking, Chris?
I'm curious. I thought there was somebody else that they revealed was going to be in the new Exorcist.
I hadn't even heard.
Probably Aaron Paul. He's in everything these days.
Well,
Fucking Jesse Pinkman.
I hadn't even heard Scarlett Johansson, so that was interesting news to me. I hadn't heard that one yet.
Oh yeah.
I just knew that it was going to be Mike and that he was going to be doing a reimagining, and that was it.
Let's see. You got Hamish Link. Oh yeah, Chiwetel Ejiofor, the guy from Backrooms.
Oh yeah,
We
I'm
can talk about that if
horrible.
you want to hear me talk shit about movies. I also recently saw Backrooms. I have also not seen Obsession. Looking forward to seeing that because I've heard nothing but good things. I was not a fan of the Backrooms. I think it veered too much too far from the original videos, and that it was very simplistic in the original design, and that's what gave it that liminal feeling. I didn't like how it had so many things in this back rooms. Like there were the piles of laundry, there were film equipment set up here and there. Just a lot. There were too many objects, and it broke the liminal space for me.
Hmm. I have not seen it either, so I can't comment.
I used to enjoy the original YouTube videos, and I have to say that there was something incredibly creepy about just the creatures in that, which were really just
Mhm.
moving stick figures.
Hmm.
Yeah, they like I call it the tape monster because it looks like a video cassette tape that's just been unraveled. And that's its arms and legs is the tape.
Hmm.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's another gripe I had about it. I didn't like how the monsters were essentially shades or recreations of the I guess you could say negative aspects of these people. Like it was their
Right.
other, if you will,
Hmm.
which is cool. Expand upon that. I don't know. I just like the unknown simplicity of the monster in the original. It's a
Yeah,
fucking distortion noise thing that was running at you.
yeah. I do, however, love the fact that these two movies, the Backrooms and Obsession, beat the pants off of a Star Wars movie at the box office. That's a
Right?
beautiful thing.
Well,
There
I
is
mean, in
that.
all fairness, they didn't really have much to compete with that
Wow.
Star Wars movie. I don't know why that was a movie. That should have just been another episode of the show. That's a whole other soapbox. But yes, yay for independent and horror movie just killing it in the box offices right now. Like
Yes.
it started with Talk to Me. You had was it shit? What the hell is their name? I want to say Yo Gabba Gabba, but that's not it. It's a YouTube channel that they started off making shorts, and then they did Talk to Me, and then they did Bring Her Back, and now we've got Obsession, um, the Backrooms. There's one more that I think I want to say I saw the TV Glow was also a YouTuber.
Hmm.
Just lots of independent people making very successful films, and I am here for it. I
Yeah.
love seeing that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
And, I mean, cleaning up at the Oscars this last year, who could have predicted that?
Yeah.
That was
Uh-huh.
amazing.
Yeah, that was great.
We'll see how long.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. How could I forget Weapons? Zach Kreger
That too.
Yeah.
came from a comedy skit troupe, and just again, absolutely killing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Although interesting you say that because I mean Jordan Peele also came from comedy skit group, so there's that too.
He did. He did. He took a hard left turn though. It was very interesting at first to hear Jordan Peele is going to start making horror movies. Everyone's like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna wait and check it out." And yeah, he's just been producing
Knocking
hit
it
after
out of
hit
the
ever
box.
since.
Yeah.
What do you got? Started with Get Out, and then Us.
And then Nope.
Nope. There's one more in between Us and Nope, wasn't there?
Was there? I
Well,
thought it
there's a
was.
few television things he's produced.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you did the new
Yeah,
Twilight Zone, right?
right.
Mm-hmm.
Will be
Still in there. I
interesting.
still need to check it out.
Wonder what
Speaking
his.
of horror at the Oscars, by the way, there was a third one that was up in the makeup category, which a lot of people may not know about, that was incredible, called The Ugly Stepsister. Um,
Yes. Oh my God, that
it's
was just
great. Yeah.
the special effects in that really work great. Honestly, I've noticed a little bit of a trend recently with horror movies with close up stitching scenes. I've seen 3 or 4 movies that have done that, and in my opinion, Ugly Stepsister had a better close up stitch scene than The Substance. I said it. That's my opinion.
I agree. Yeah, I thought it was an amazing movie. It was one of those rare things I watched like twice, 2 nights in a row because it was so good.
Cool.
Also, the ending is hilarious because
Yeah.
what was it, Norwegian? I think
Swedish, I think. Yeah.
Swedish. The Swedish word for end is slut. SLUTT.
Right.
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 The film ends in big red letters on the screen. It's just snoot.
Yes. It's like going to German and everything's fart. Fart.
Yeah, Ausfahrt.
Yes.
That's the word for exit on the highway. Yes.
Well, what else could we talk about? Anything? Anything? We should come up with a checklist. We kind of do have one, but it's for Chris and I to go through different things when we don't have a guest to give us stuff to talk about.
Which we've talked about a few things. We, R.I.P. DeVay Chance, Cheney. Damn it. Current
That was
films coming
Davey.
out. Current thing. No, remember I looked up the pronunciation on a video of it. It's a Daveigh. So it looks like it should be Davy, but it's DeVay.
I was thinking of the last name. I thought the last name was Davey, but I'm horrible with names, so don't even just ignore me.
Ignore me.
Yes.
Yeah, that. Um, Coming up, they're still rebooting American Psycho.
Mixed feelings on that one.
Huh.
No, no
Yeah.
mixed feelings. The feeling is no. Just no.
Yeah.
It's being done by the same director as the Suspiria reboot and Bones and All. So I do love those films, but just leave it alone. Why?
Yeah, particularly that one. I mean, I could see if it was, maybe a little something further down market that didn't do as well, and you're trying to make more money off of it or something like that. Or you hope to redo it and then make money on it when you didn't make money on the first one. But American Psycho is a pretty big movie, so that's like going back and
Maybe
trying to
they
do
could redo it
Poltergeist
and
over again. Although I say that, and Mike's doing The Exorcist, so maybe I should shut my mouth.
yeah, they did redo Poltergeist, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Like maybe they could make a new version of American Psycho and make Patrick Bateman more of a bitch, like in the book. But you've already cemented Patrick Bateman or Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman, so no one else can do it at this point. That's what brought that up. I was researching things to talk about today, and the article was that the director of the original American Psycho, while still giving her blessing for the new reboot, was like, I can't see anyone else but Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman.
Yeah, that's going to be a
Yeah.
tough sell.
Yeah.
It's like, Mads replacing, what's his face as Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal.
Yeah, that's.
That was okay because Mads Mikkelsen does have that kind of sly Bond villain, debonair look to him. Like Hannibal is a fucking foodie. He is a pompous prick in a way. But so Mads pulled that off, I think. But yeah, same problem there. Like it's hard to even consider Hannibal as anyone other than Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, he did such a good job with it that it's hard to. Where are you going to go with it? Unless you do something completely different, like with what Heath Ledger did with Joker, He did such a
Yeah.
different take on that. But the nice thing about those comics is that the comics have such a wide variety of takes on the characters in
Mm-hmm.
itself that you could always
Yeah.
tie it back to something. Whereas,
I mean, shit, if you go with the current lore in, I think, the Absolute series, the Joker is essentially a spirit or an idea that's possessed several people. So, yes, he's got several different iterations. They're completely different.
that irks me because I didn't know that, and that's kind of robbing that from Grendel. But we'll table that for a second. What I was going to say is
Yeah.
that, but what I was getting at is with both American Psycho and Hannibal, the source material is. I don't want to say it's limited because obviously they're novels with a lot of content there, but um, they're novels that have an individual um, take on that character, which is different from the comic book series, which has been going for 70 years at this point. So they've got a lot of different things
Mhm.
that they can pick up on. I don't know.
Jesus, it's been 7 years.
Yeah,
Probably more.
I mean,
probably
I
more.
think many of us thought there was no way anyone could do Pennywise the Clown after Tim Curry, but
Yeah,
Skarsgård pulled that off. So
Hmm.
I'd give an American Psycho a chance, depending on how the reviews were. I
this
A
is
don't
true.
think
chance.
I'd go
Okay.
Yeah,
see it opening day.
yeah,
Thank you for that. Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. Skarsgård did do a really good job with reinventing Pennywise. Um, I credit his lazy eye trick,
yeah.
but
That helped.
it is possible. So I will give the new American Psycho a chance when it comes out. Also, again, I loved the Suspiria reboot and Bones and All, so that's a
Yeah,
promising part of it.
Hmm.
yeah.
Bones and All was so good.
Yeah, I was very skeptical when they introduced him as going to be playing Pennywise because I love Tim Curry's version so much that I. But you're right. He pulled it off. He did a pretty good job of it. Although I will say, if Tim Curry had access to today's makeup, I think
Mm.
I think he might have also given Bill a run for his money in the other way.
Mm. Then again, before the original It movies, I mean, if we're talking Tim Curry in really good makeup, legend.
I was actually that's what I was thinking of. I mean, like if you think about how good he was in that, if you know,
Yeah.
so
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It was a maybe TV movie. Maybe if they had a large budget.
maybe cool. Well, we were down to the 15-minute mark. I just got a little warning. I don't know if you guys see that on your side, but Google does limit us. We're using Google Meet chats here, and they do limit us to a hard 1 hour when we have more than two people. If it's just me and Chris, we can sit here and talk for 2 hours. They won't cut us off. But when we have three, it definitely does cut us off at the 1 hour mark. And the
They want
interesting
their
thing
money.
was, is we found out. I think it was last week or the week before. We were talking to Steve Barton, and Chris left early
Yeah.
because we were winding down the call. Chris left, and then it was just me and Steve. And I was wondering whether or not it would then put us into that other mode where it would let two people continue to talk, and it did not. It actually did kick me and him out at the 1 hour mark.
I wonder if it does that if you like if the third person were to leave before the 15-minute warning pops up, maybe then
We could try that. We could ask Lisa to be the one to leave first, and then
you just
me
have
and
the guests
Chris.
like leave for 5 minutes, then come back to reset the clock.
That's an interesting thing too.
Mhm.
Speaking of tests, there was one other test I wanted to ask while we got you here. So, Clay McLeod Chapman was the one who suggested this to me. I did not know that Instagram has this feature, but when we post on Instagram, I know that you could tag somebody in your post. You can also mark them as a contributor. And so when I made a post earlier today letting people know that we would be having the live chat with you tonight, I marked you as a contributor. And apparently, if you accept that, I don't know, that maybe they send you an email or something like that. And if you accept yes to be marked as a contributor, it will also post that in your profile. But that made me then wonder. So when we interviewed you back in 2023, on our profile page, you'd have to scroll very far down to find the excerpts that we pulled out of that, which we tagged you in back in 2023. I'm wondering now if I go and mark you as a contributor on those and you accept that, will it show up on your feed as if they got posted today, or would you have to scroll all the way down as if you had posted it back in 2023?
Oh, I don't know.
So
I
I've
know
tried.
about that whole, or is it collaborator?
maybe that's what it was, collaborator, not.
I think it's collaborator. Yeah, I
Okay.
know about that, and I usually, obviously accept those and
Mm,
share them and all that. But I don't know about one from a few years ago. Let's try it.
yes,
It's worth a
with your
shot, right?
permission, yeah. After we get off of this,
Yeah.
I'll do that on one of them, and we'll see what happens. Cool.
Okay.
Well, it was great chatting with you again. We are going to be
Yeah.
doing this every Sunday, whether we have guests or not. So if there's ever any time that you want to come on and talk about whatever it is that you're currently working on, let us know and we can fit you in somewhere.
Sounds great. Thanks.
Our pleasure. Well, let me actually hop over here to OBS and go to the splash.